Well, hello, everybody. I guess I am here. Am I connected? Are we all here? My goodness, there's a ton of you on already. Oh, that's awesome. Let's see. Hello, Ghislaine. Allison, you're here. Joy, hello. No technical issues this time. Can you believe that? It's wonderful. Missy, hi. Julia, Elizabeth, Anne. Oh my goodness. Betsy. Oh my goodness, Missy, it's 1 a.m. where you are. Oh my Lord. Debbie. Wow. Wow. So how is everybody doing tonight? I thought I'd do an evening one. Oh, yeah, Allison, I guess it is about midnight there, isn't it? Hello, Denise. Awesome sauce. I'm so glad you're all here. Ah, good. It looks like my chat is finally going to show up. That's terrific. Wow. So how is everybody? Yvonne, hello. Oh, I'm so glad. Crafty librarian? Oh, good. Nice to see you here. Yeah, I have my other chat window open. That's why I'm kind of a little bit ahead maybe of what's on the screen. But I also see we got a little bit of a delay, but that's okay. That's all right. All right, I'm going to take this out. Change of color here. I am going to start another new start. Told you that I needed a little bit of a break from the full coverage. No, I still am doing the full coverage. I'm still working on Autumn Church. However, and I'm almost finished with that Home Sweet Home. I didn't bring that along over. I should have, but I'm almost finished with that. Oh, good Lord, tell me. Here they are. I'm going to say, tell me I forgot scissors of all things. But I decided I was going to start Modern Folk Embroideries. Let me see what it's called. I can't remember. Oh, Song of the Nightingale. It's a new one. Okay, Christina, do a new start with me. Come on. You can do it. Do you know what? I haven't had a new start for a long time. Well, until recently. And you know, you can only go so long with only having no finishes. And I have had a real dry spell. When it comes to finishes. So no, Crafty, this is Modern Folk Embroideries, Song of the Nightingale. Here, I hopefully won't get a glare here and I can show it to you. Hello, Karen. Okay, let me see if I can get it underneath here and not get a little bit of a glare from my ceiling light, but that's the general gist. So that is what I'm starting, although it's pretty darn close to a full coverage. Not as big, but pretty close. Elizabeth, would you believe I am going to do it in this gold, this red, which is 321, and black. So gold, red, and black. So the black will go where the darkest blue is. The red will go where the light blue is, and then the gold will be the accent. And I think I have enough thread. 2 cones. 2 cones. I don't think I'm going to run out right away. So it's going to be, can I get there? Gold, red, and black. So let's go. Here we go. Let's do a peek again. So here we go. The black will be where the dark blue is. The red where the light blue is. And then the gold where this goldish color is. Although I am tempted, opinions here. Should I switch and put the red where the dark blue is and the black where the light blue is? I could go either way. Kristen, your fiance is yelling enabler. That's my job. My job to be an enabler. So you're saying, no, I shouldn't switch it. The black should stay where the dark blue is and the red where the light blue is. Okay. Okay. That was my original plan. But you know how things go. You think, oh, maybe I should switch things up a little bit. But, well, you all know me better than that I change my mind a lot. I change my mind an awful lot. I start one thing. Yeah. I stitch one way this week, and next week I'll stitch another way. And then the next week I'll stitch another way. So, yeah. Oh, okay, Allison, we'll get some rest. It's probably, let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's probably after midnight there, isn't it? I would think. I would think so. So I'm going to just tilt this down just a little smidge. I have this on my nerd stand today. I wanted to see if that worked any better for stitching here. Not that my Patoki does not work well, because it does. But it slips around a lot. So I wanted to see if, I hope I don't know that that's gonna be dark enough. That kind of just fades right away, doesn't it? I think I need a brassier gold. So you know what we're gonna do? We're not gonna start with the gold outline. Oh, 1:15. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, you guys are up so late. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, but it's really hard to know what time to do these lives because there's so many people from all over that watch. It's just, yeah. See, like Kristen's in the Philippines and it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna not start with that gold. I have to find a brassier gold to use. So I'm gonna start with, I should have put the colors in here. And I didn't. Okay, so I am going to start with red. Ooh, yummy. Okay. So the X's are red. I should write that on a piece of paper because I was originally going to do light blue, dark blue, and a gold, and then I changed my mind. Yeah, changed my mind and decided on the black and the red because I think that's just a really nice combo. I did years ago, several years ago, I did a Verladen sampler that got really, really nice. And it was in Vicky Clayton's silks, and it was Kodiak Bear, which is a really dark brown. And then one of her, oh my God, reds. And oh my, did it get wonderfully nice. Yeah, Elizabeth, I know you can change the numbers. But you know what? When I did that, it kept the wrong number. And I could put the new number in, but it wouldn't let me delete the old number. So I'll have to mess with that a little later. Missy, you can't sleep. Third day that you can't. Oh, but look, you got to come on the live. But I'm so sorry you can't sleep. That's not any fun at all. 2 bigger here. 3, 4. Now, maybe I'm doing something wrong. I'll have to mess with it after the live. So we're going to start with the red. I had to count in from my corner mark. And would you believe? Oh, are you ready for this? Now, we all know I was to the eye doctor and I got new glasses. And we all know I have my cheaters on top of them because you can see I have 4 eyes. Well, you want to take a gander on what I'm going to stitch this piece on? I'll give you guesses. You get a couple guesses, and then I'll tell you. And it's not 8 o'clock. No, not 46, but you're close. It's 40 count linen. And the name of this linen, and I'll have to see if it's, no, not 56. 36, 1 over 1. Oh, no, not quite. Just plain old 40 count. I'm getting brave, but I'm not getting quite that brave yet. I'm easing back into back into it. And this linen is such a nice, not flimsy linen. It's 40 count Alba Maxima. Now I don't remember the manufacturer. It's not a Zweigert. But it's called Alba Maxima. I can't even quite remember where I got it. I want to say I got it from the Scarlet Letter. But that might not be right. I'll have to do a little research. But it has such a nice, heavy hand. It's not like, you know how, well, some linens are really gauzy and flimsy. This is not. This is a very, very nice linen. In fact, if any of you have ever used it, I liken it to when Graziano made 40 count linen. It was called, I think I'm saying it right, Ricamo, Ricamo. And that it was they don't make that anymore. And that was my go-to linen, my absolute favorite. And they stopped manufacturing it. And I found this, and the hand on this is very similar. Yes, Christina, I'm doing over 2. Yeah. I'm not going to go off the deep end quite yet. Yeah. Elizabeth, the urge is always strong. This is probably the most starts I've had in quite a long time. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. And I decided to start this tonight mainly because of wanting to stitch and chat, and my heaven and earth, my autumn church is just a little too much concentration required in order to stitch on that. And I thought, this is really just kind of nice and straightforward, and you don't have to think a lot in order to stitch on it. So that's always that's a good thing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's what I decided. And I really am kind of loving the idea of the, oh, Heather, you're 92% done. Oh, awesome. That is wonderful. Post some pictures, my dear. You will have to post some pictures. And I'm nobody to talk. I should post some pictures too. I'm toying with, have any of you, I watched a video on it today, and I can't remember where I saw the video or who mentioned them, and then I looked it up. And that's part of the reason why I want to, okay, let me bring you in a little closer. There we go. No, that's too bright. Now that's too not bright. Okay, Karen, get the lights right. There we go. Have any of you used or tried the magnifiers called Craft Optics? I can't remember who. I think I was just flipping through YouTube and I saw a video where a person was doing a demonstration of them and watched it. And what they are is glasses that you can get your prescription put in. And then it has, they look like the loops that jewelers use, two little things, magnifiers attached to the glasses that everything I was reading today, it sounded like they're just the cat's meow for magnifying to be able to see your stitching. I was thinking about them. So if anybody uses them or knows anybody that uses them, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, one more. I would be interested in hearing firsthand what anybody thought of them. They're pricey, and that's why, yeah, they're very pricey. But the way I understand it, there is a 45-day trial period, and if your eyeglass prescription changes, you can get the prescription in these glasses changed for a minimal fee. And the magnifier part is warranted for life, so that if something goes wrong with it, yeah, I put my Magna clips on these glasses and it makes them so heavy. But yeah, and they were just too, I wasn't feeling the love because of them being so heavy. Carol, yes, you're right. What was her name? I can picture her. She sat there with those glasses on, and she was stitching. Was she stitching over one on 40 count linen? Not 40 count linen, 40 count silk gauze. What the heck? What was her name? And she liked them. And I had totally forgotten. I totally forgot about that. I didn't even think of that when I saw this video today. I can't remember. Yeah, but I can't remember her name. It was different. Her name was different. Like it was two names put together or something. No, I'm not going to stitch this on the diagonal, Elizabeth. I'm just going to follow the pattern because it's really just it's borders, and that maybe when I get into the center. Oh my goodness. Was it Linnell? Something like that. I'll just have to look her up. Well, hi, Nick. How are you? But I'm just I'm rather thrilled at this very moment that I can actually see this linen. Now I have my regular new glasses with cheaters on top, but I can, if I get my nose up close enough, I can see this. But oh, it's been a long week. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Heather, I am too. I was just dumbfounded when I found out how terribly wrong my prescription was. I mean, it was totally messed up. But like I said, that eye doctor was more all about her, and really the last exam I got was pretty much of a slam bam thank you ma'am kind of thing. So I was happy to change. And this place was so nice and did tests that I never had them done before. Never. So yeah, I'm a happy camper now. Although I'm a cheap date, it doesn't take much. Yeah, yeah. And they never called to find out why I never kept my appointment either. Which that's fine. That's fine. So yeah. It's sometimes you just need to bite the bullet and make the move, and because you know what? If you don't advocate for yourself, nobody else is gonna. So you gotta you gotta stick up for yourself and do what is right for you, and not just, well, in many ways in life you have to do what you feel is right, and take the stand. And you know what? It might mean not winning friends and influencing people, but if it's right for you, then there you go. Oh, Brandy, hello. How are you? It's nice to see you back. That's another reason I try to, I really need to vary the times and the days and all of that, because there's people that it's like I get totally different groups of people depending on what time of day I do the live, and it seems I get a whole lot more people when I do them in the evening like this. And you know what? I looked at the new shows aren't on television yet. And I looked at what's on tonight and I went, oh my God, it's like at least 2 hours of reality TV shows. And I am about to hear with reality TV shows, I've had about enough of them. So I said, well, that's a good night to do a live. So that's how I planned it. Hello, Teresa. Yeah. And I think I spoke about this in my August update. Yes, Brandy, this is a new start. It is Song of the Nightingale by Modern Folk Embroidery. And I'm going to do it in red, black, and gold. Reality cross stitch much better times than you are. You are so right. Yes, those reality, Nick, Lucia, you're absolutely right. Those reality shows. I'm so over them, and you have to really wonder how much of it is fake and put on just for the show, just to spice the show up a little bit. I'm done with them. I had quite enough of them, so we either try and find something else, or like tonight, I come do a live. And I'll give you guys a heads up, if you watched my video yesterday, you might already know, but I'll let the rest, I'll say it again. My hardanger videos seem to be, especially the beginning one, the one I did quite a few years ago, when really those videos in the very beginning, the hardanger ones, were more of a supplement to a class I was teaching, and they weren't really tutorial type. They were just so someone had a reference to go back and look if they forgot how to do something. So, but they are some of the most popular videos that I have put out over the last several years. So I decided this week, and I ordered fabric and pearl cotton to do a hardanger stitch along. A lot of you that did the hardanger series that I did, was that last year, have asked for, oh, my head's getting in, look at that, you can see my gray hair. Have asked for more, to learn how to do more stitches, like the filling stitches. So right now, in fact, I was working on it today. I am designing a small, well, it's not too small. I'm designing a doily, and it's going to be 4 squares, and each square will have patterns in it, so that you can learn some different filling stitches. And there will be some long sections where it will be like a ribbon work, and then the outside of it will be a lacy edge. So what I'm going to do is design the pattern, and then I'm going to film the segments to teach the different things, so that you can go through the stitch along at your own pace. So it's real, I guess it's more of a tutorial than a stitch along, but it's to take it a little bit further from what I had done not too long ago. So look for that. Okay, that will be coming. Hopefully, I have the piece pretty much designed already, and I am going to work on my next step is to work on deciding what stitches we're going to use for filling stitches and what surface stitches I'm going to put in there. And then I will start recording them, and the whole series should be up, I'm hoping, till the end of October, because not only do I have to record the things, I have to stitch them. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but we'll get there. So look for that. Brandy, on an earlier video, yes, I did have someone ask about tent stitching. But you know what? I can't quite remember what the question was. So if anybody is on here that had that question about tent stitching, what was her? I can't remember what her question was. I know whatever her question was, I couldn't answer because I don't do tent stitching. And I think I asked her to ask in the diagonal group. It might have been starting and ending threads, or did it have to do with the warping of the fabric? I can't remember. So I'm really not sure, Brandy, if she got her question answered or not, because I don't remember. It could have been, Elizabeth, about the thread slipping under, and that I answered in a video. And I showed again, tent stitching, there is a way it's how you do your stitch that prevents the thread from slipping under the fabric threads. Okay, can't. But I did do a video on that again and explained why the thread flips under or slips under the threads in the fabric. I hope I'm not getting my head in the, yeah, I am. I got to come a little closer to me. Sorry. I can't quite see the holes. Yeah. So that was in a recent video. I think I have it marked about fabric slip. Oh, I think it's in the Book of Knowledge. I did that video. So if anybody needs to know how to stitch over one and prevent your thread from slipping away and getting lost, that video is there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. And let's see what else. What else have we been up to? Well, what are you guys stitching on? You all see what I'm plugging away at here. And I can actually see these holes, which is like, my God, it's a miracle. I am going to look into those craft optics, though. Ooh, Water Lilies by Monet. Ooh, that sounds nice. I kind of am doing my Autumn Church, A Christmas Carol by, oh, that's a nice one. Okay. No cross stitch today. You're working on hand applique. Oh, that's right, Elizabeth. You and your quilting is oh so nice. Your card is tucked away in my little memory box. Oh, lots of nice projects going on. Okay, guys, fess up. Fess up. How many of you bought stuff on the Heaven and Earth sale? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have been monogamous with Which Way for 2 months now. Yeah. Nick, you're binding a quilt. Oh. Brandy, you missed the sale. Well, I on purpose missed the sale. You know, it's so tempting. It is so tempting to go buy stuff. Yeah, Diane, I'm with you. I didn't either. I look at my drive where I have my Heaven and Earth designs saved, and I go, why? For heaven's sakes, why would you ever want to buy another one? I lost count of how many I have. Why would I need any more? And then, yeah, I didn't even go look either, Teresa. I didn't. Yeah, because I have way too many. Way too many. I'll never stitch them. No. No, I will never stitch them. It's not going to happen. I can't live long enough to do that. It's not going to happen. Oh my God. Although, who was it? Was it on Facebook? Hi, Robin. No, it was somebody in my comments on one of the videos was making a remark about being, she's a little older than I am, and about my Dropbox is packed with them too. And she was making a comment. She made a comment about at her age, why start another one? Because, you know, like I often say, will I ever be able to finish it? And yet, what I said to her was, start it anyway. Start it anyway. Because if it's a piece that you love, you need to enjoy what you're stitching. And if it is going to bring you joy, who cares if you finish it or not? You look at it like, I was able to enjoy the time I spent with it for however long that was or wasn't. So go for it. That's my new philosophy. Just do what makes you happy. Oh, Lisa, welcome to the rabbit hole. Or should I say, welcome to the dark side. I do enjoy anymore stitching on full coverage the best. However, I do enjoy something like this when I want something that I don't have to sit and think a lot about, or something I want to take with me somewhere and work on while I'm away from home. Now, that being said, that doesn't happen too often because we are Mr. and Mrs. No Life. And we are really pretty much homebodies. Okay, Robin, you do Mill Hill kits during the week. That's okay. You know what? It's all about doing what you like, what you enjoy doing. Which brings to mind, oh my goodness, Amy Stewart's designs. They are gorgeous. They are gorgeous. Every time I show one to my husband, he goes, oh my God, that's so busy. There's so much stuff in it, but they are beautiful. But boy, oh boy, stitching them. I like a challenge. I do. I like a challenge. But I don't know if I could do an Amy Stewart without losing my last nerve. But they're gorgeous. I even bought, what was that? The Grand Library. I bought that, and I was gonna, and then I really looked at it, and I thought, no, I don't think I can. So then I was going to do just that center part with the fireplace and the chair and all of that. But then I decided, 1, 2, 3, 4. I decided no, because my friend that I stitch with showed me The Autumn Church by Dominic Davidson, and that one just screamed, stitch me. You need to stitch me. So that's what I'm doing. Oh, Nick, you don't even like chocolate. It's such a cute design. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. But that leads me, okay, sometimes I have these loose associations. That conversation reminded me of, I will give you an update on my project for stitching the situation. I think I talked to Allison. Amy Stewart is like, gives whole new meaning to confetti hell. It's just mostly confetti. You from what I could see, from what I looked at, you have hardly any sections of where you have a block of a color. It's 1 or 2 stitches of a color, 1 or 2 stitches of a color, 1 or 2 stitches of a color, and oh my. Like I said, I enjoy a challenge, but that is a bit much. Not exactly my cup of tea. Well, a lot of full coverage is like that. But by the same token, there are a lot of full coverage that have areas that have a little bit of a chunk of color. So that maybe you get, like the Autumn Church that I'm working on now, I have areas where there's a length of, say, black that runs down across maybe 3 stitches wide, but it's close to 20 stitches long, so that you can follow the color for a little bit longer. So it makes it not as stressful or hair pulling. Tree of Life Ruby is, oh yeah, I would think so. Yeah. And for those of you who don't stitch on the diagonal, or do stitch on the diagonal, I think you will find what I find is that if you're stitching, whether it be row by row or diagonal blocks or cross country within the diagonal, what happens is, now take Autumn Church, for example. You have the sky, then you have the scene and the windows on each side, and I can't remember what's down here at the bottom. But anyway, when you're working down that diagonal, you have that area where it's pretty easy peasy stitching. And then you get to the areas where, yeah, it's a little confetti heavy. It's getting there. But now I'm down to the edges of the window, and it's back to fairly easy peasy again. So you go up to the next diagonal, and the same thing happens. You have some easy stuff, you have some heavier confetti stuff, then you get into some easier stuff. So it varies it. And that's one of the reasons that I have now gone back to diagonal again. I have just a little bit to finish on filling in to get everything back to the diagonal, and then I'm going to do cross country within the diagonal, and yeah, I'm going to give that one a try. But you get some easy stuff, some more difficult stitching, and then some easier stitching again. So it changes it up for you and maybe helps you not get bored. If you have too much, if I do work on something like this for too long, it's like, oh, okay, I had enough of that. I'm getting bored. I need something with a little more pizzazz to it. So that's kind of how that goes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But anyway, I was saying, my Stitching the Situation project. Oh, Lucia, you go get some sleep. You can catch up on the rest of this tomorrow, or tomorrow evening when you have time. So sleep well. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. It's good to see you. And have a great night. Yeah, my Stitching the Situation project. Some of you probably know about that, and some of you probably don't. The project is being stitched to commemorate, in a way, the pandemic. I got to scooch in here. And there's a piece being done for every day of the pandemic. I did read how many panels are being stitched. Not all of them yet. There's like 400 people that are stitching so far. But there's many more panels to do yet. But what it commemorates is the number of people that passed away on that particular day, and the number of people that were newly diagnosed on that particular day. So the one that I have, there were 302 people passed away that day, and 37,000 something people that were newly diagnosed that day. And I had volunteered to stitch that block. And the packet came to me, and I started stitching And I am very sad to say that I had to abandon the project. That fabric was so stiff, it stood up by itself. And I guess for someone that's younger and has better hands than I have, that's okay. And you had to use 3 strands of floss. It was 14 count. So stiff. I couldn't even bend it to work it or bend it to get it in a hoop. And I know that, okay, hopefully you keep working on it, it softens up, and I get all that, but this just was not happening. I mean, I got around most of the outside border. I did all of the red for the deaths that day, on that day, and I started on the inside. My hands were so sore from trying to pull 3 strands of floss through those holes. I just couldn't do it. So, well, I could do it, but my hands hurt so bad, and I was not enjoying it. And I really, because of all of that, I truly was avoiding working on it because it was not fun. It was bordering on torture. And that hurts my heart to think that, because it is a worthwhile thing to, it kind of puts me to mind of back years ago when they did the quilt for people that passed away from AIDS. It's a lot like that project. There's only instead of listing all the names, it's doing the statistics as far as deaths and newly diagnoses. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Brandy. It was just too hard. So I am sending it back. I have it packed up here to send back. And when I talked to Heather, who is the woman that is the founder of this project, and she asked if I still wanted to stay involved and either stay in contact with the person that's going to finish the block, or there were some, keep getting the newsletters and whatever. And that got me to thinking, and I'd like you guys' opinions. Remember, Chris Cross-Stitch did the donations to Dolly's Imagination Library. And I kind of like to know how you guys feel about it before I do anything, or I contact Heather and say, hey, we'd like to do this. Hi, Jackie. You're not late. Never too late. I was thinking, does the channel want to work on taking donations like that and donating to this project, because they are looking for donations to help supply the fabric and the postage and the printing of the instructions and all of the stuff that goes along with that. And then there is I'm not exactly sure how they're going to put it together and display it, but it will be displayed at different places and traveling around. So all of that takes funds. And I myself personally, whether we do something collectively as a channel or not, I still personally am making a donation towards it. Just because I feel like I want to do that and support the project. So I was wondering, do the subscribers of the channel want to make donations towards this project, and my donation would be some sort of a match to what the people on the channel donate, kind of like Chris did. And I forget what his match was. In fact, I sent him an email asking him how exactly he did that. But I would be interested in hearing what any of you think about, is that something as a group that could be done? I mean, it's even the fabric alone is not cheap. And I totally understand why the fabric that was chosen, because it probably was not as expensive as maybe some other brand of fabric. And when you're looking to do things like this, you're looking to be cost effective. So yeah, I get it. It's just something I just couldn't work on it. I just couldn't. So you can either put a comment in the comments or message me or send me an email or whatever, and let me know what you think. If it's something the channel does not want to do, that's perfectly fine. If it's something as a group we would like to do, that would be wonderful. And then, like I said, I will do some kind of a match to the donations that subscribers make, and then we will donate it to Stitching the Situation under the name of NeedleBugg Stitchers. So, Brandy, you're not allowed to wash it. They don't want you to wash the piece, and I think that's because it would probably shrink a bit, and it all ties into their however they're going to finish whatever when it's done. So they did not want you to wash it. So no, I didn't wash it. Believe me, I thought about it, but I refrained. I did not do it. So, like I said, if that's something as a group you would like to do, if not, that's okay too. I think it's a worthy cause. I do believe that they need the support in order to accomplish what they want to do. And that brings to mind of, when do we say that the pandemic is at an end? Are we still in a pandemic, or have we now stepped back to an endemic? I don't know. But again, it's a cause that I think would be worthwhile supporting. And if you guys would like to help support that with me, that would be wonderful. And again, if that's not something that you would want to do, that's okay too. Regardless, I will be making a donation regardless of what the group decides to do. So leave me a comment about that. Oh, YouTube is telling me I should insert an ad. That now would be a good time to insert an ad. Well, folks, I don't put ads in the middle of my videos. Yes, you get them at the beginning and you get them at the end, but you don't get them in the middle. And yeah, that's just how that is. Okay. Oh, I keep sticking. I'm sorry you keep seeing my gray hair. I have to get another arm to put my phone on so that you don't have to look at my gray hair. So that I can position it a bit better. There. But I do have to say, this 40 count is going rather nicely with these new glasses and cheaters. I'm really kind of happy. Now, I am stitching in a hoop at the moment, but the Home Sweet Home by Little House Needleworks that I'm almost done with, and that's in the living room. I've been stitching in hand. I wanted to give that a try. And I kind of like that. So I may switch to stitching in hand on this. I may. We'll see. It is a lot faster than this sticking and stabbing. And I know I could stitch two-handed, but I really am a one-handed stitcher, and my other hand is usually underneath to feel what the back is doing. I guess that's the way I taught myself in the very beginning, and that's my comfort zone. But I may just try stitching this in hand. I wonder, are there any of you that stitch a heaven and earth design in hand? Or stitch it, not necessarily heaven and earth, but a full coverage in hand? I'm curious. I'm really curious. I think if it would be on Ada cloth, it could be doable. But 1/1, I'm curious what you guys think of that. Yeah, Kimberly, yeah. That's why I'm asking, because I can't quite imagine it either. But I wonder if some people do, and if they do, how do they handle it? Like I said, I'm always up to try something new. Because I would try it. You know me, I'll try anything, stitching wise. Okay, Tracy, you did try 18 count in hand, but then a Q snap and used that to finish it. Did you I'm such a rebel sometimes. Sometimes I can be. Tell me I can't do something. Okay, I should say, don't tell me I can't do something, because I will do it then. Or I'll at least try. I'll at least try to do it. How did you stitch by color, Teresa, or did you park, or how now that I'm stuttering, how how did you do it? I don't know that I have. Yeah, I was tempted to try, but I don't. Mine are on 22 count. Oh, there's a floss tuber from Holland. Stitch on a head on 25 count in hand. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Is that I can't remember where she's from. I think is it Rocking Stitcher? But I can't remember what country she's from. She stitches in hand. And I think she holds her fabric. Pardon me. I think she holds, yeah. She holds her fabric like Stitching Mommy does. And she sticks and stabs. Okay. Teresa, you didn't park. Paper. Oh, back in the paper pattern days. Oh, do you miss those? I don't. So you did top left by color. Okay. I get it. Yeah, I guess when I think of stitching in hand, I relate that more to doing a sewing type thing. No, they can keep their paper patterns now, right? Yeah, when I was thinking of stitching in hand, I was thinking of stitching in hand and doing a sewing as opposed to a sticking and stabbing. But it's like where my thing, like with the Heaven and Earth design, even that supersized max color. Okay, she Rocking Stitcher. Is it Jemima? Jemima? I can't remember her name. I think that's it. But she rolls her fabric like Sewing Mommy does. But man, how do you hold all that fabric in your hand and still have your fingers to feel the back and do what you have? I can't. No, they don't work that way anymore. Yeah, I don't know that I could hold all that fabric. And okay, I work on the one take my autumn church is on 22 count hardanger cloth. So that's, and it's by Zweigert. So that's the softer 22 count. So you can't, I don't know how to roll that up in a tight roll so that it would be easier to hold, because when you roll it, because even when I roll it like into the side to get it up to my hoop so I can put my magnet things on it, it's a big bunch of fabric. I don't know how to, I don't know how to roll that it would be manageable to hold. Oh, Teresa. Now I got you thinking about starting your next hate on in hand. Well, I toy with the idea of doing this one in hand, she says after she just bought a floor stand. Hello? Oh, but as I said, you know me. I'm willing to I like to experiment. I like to change it up. And then then I have to wonder, is it maintaining tension? Is that a difficult thing? Now, on this small piece I'm doing, which that Home Sweet Home is not a big piece at all, and I don't know what I was thinking when I cut that fabric. And I'm finding that's not so bad to roll in from the side and stitch that way. I'm kind of rather enjoying that. When Missy, you stitch in hand, the sewing method on soft fabric, you roll it on a thin stick. Oh, 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 now that's interesting. Like a really thin dowel rod. That's interesting. That would help. Yeah, I could see that would work. That would help. Because not only do you drop your scissors on the floor, hold on. Not only is it hard to get it rolled tight enough, but once you do roll it, then it's like floppy. Which probably also makes it harder. But that's a good idea. I might have to try that. I wonder. I wonder if you could even roll it on, if you had a longer piece of PVC. That's probably a little thicker, but still. Teresa, when you did your Star Wars, you rolled it from the left or the right side. Yes. That's what I did with this little Home Sweet Home. I rolled it in from the sides, and that was easier to hold. And if I decide to switch and do this one that way, that's probably what I would do, is roll it from the sides. Probably. That's what I'm thinking. But I would like to try it. I really would. I was never... Okay, piece of PVC pipe made your hand too tired. Yeah, see, that was the thing. I'd have to find something thin enough. Next time my husband goes to the hardware store, get me a skinny piece of dowel rod. The thinnest one they have. Yeah, and you wouldn't even have to have it like the whole length of the piece. You could just have it for, I don't know, for whatever section you're working on, and if the rest is floppy, it doesn't really matter. But the area that you're working, yeah. Well, hello, Nicole. Glad you're joining us. Welcome. Things that make you go, because now I'm gonna have to try it. Yeah. Well, see, Teresa, that was my issue with with that pandemic project, ooh, I even tried rolling that so that I could stitch, and yeah, rolling it was fine, and it stayed rolled. It certainly stayed rolled, but it didn't bend. So if it's staying rolled and it's like this big and it doesn't bend and you're trying, no, it just wasn't. Leslie, hello, how are you tonight? You'd love to see me stitch in hand. Well, I'm going to give it a shot. I did do that small one. I could take this off and try stitching this in hand. And then the question would become, do we sew or do we stick and stab? And then let me ask you this, Teresa. When you're rolling, do you start your fabric or do you start your design like I did this one in the upper left-hand corner? Or do you start over in the upper right-hand corner so that your rolled fabric is all non-stitched fabric? And then work it from right to left as opposed to left to right. Does that make sense? That's my question. Oh, Linda, we can never remember who we watch these videos and then we don't know who did what. She had an old tool that was used to roll a sampler. Yeah, I've never seen that. Yeah. Oh, see, the things you learn, things I learn from you guys. Looked like a dowel rod with a piece of fabric that she pinned. Oh, okay. So it was probably like the rod from a scroll frame. And you would attach it. That's interesting. That's interesting. Oh, Kimberly, I'm sorry to see you go, but I hope you have a good night and sleep well and come back often. It's always fun. It's always fun. I just enjoy doing these lives. And I was a bit remiss there for a while. Things were a little bit hectic. But have a good evening or night or whatever. If it's night, sleep well. And I will see you next time. Possible. You thought of doing that with a Q-snap rod. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, a Q-snap rod. Although I have to find it. I have to find it. It's about a wooden piece, round, about this long, maybe about 18 inches at best long. And it has a point, not a sharp point, but a point on the end. And it was my mom's. And she used to use it. She would put a cleaning cloth over the end, and she used to use that to get in corners, to clean the corners. And I do think I have that somewhere. That would be perfect. Now, the point on it isn't sharp enough to stab myself with. So don't worry about that. But that would be perfect. I'm going to have to look for that. And I'm going to have to... Okay, guys, you got me wanting to try it now. So do you know what I'm going to be doing after all of this? Can you just guess? You don't think he'd mind, Leslie? Yeah, I have to, I'm going to have to find that. I think I know where it is, but yeah, thinking you know where it is and having it actually be there is two different things. It's like I put something where it's safe and I'll be able to find it, and then I forget where I put it. So that it's so safe, I can't find it. Well, Linda, you have to let me know how you make out, and I will, yeah. We're going to have to collaborate on this on the next live video and see how everybody made out stitching in hand, because I have to, like I said, that small piece was going really pretty good, but it was a smaller piece. Oh my goodness. You found Christmas presents you hid when the kids were little. I love it. That's priceless. Oh my goodness, I love it. Well, you know what? I know how you feel. We moved here. Let me see. We just had our 40th wedding anniversary. We just had our 40th wedding anniversary, and we moved here the year before we got married. And when we moved here, there were boxes that went up in the attic. Well, we're here 40 years, 40 plus years. And there are still those boxes in the attic that have never been touched in 40 years. God only knows why we kept that junk. Because that's probably what it is, junk. Oh my God. In fact, I can tell you, my nursing school books are up there. Yeah, my books from nursing school are in the attic. Now, there have been additional things put in the attic in those 40 years. But the things that were initially put there 40 years ago have probably been untouched. Please do a live unboxing. I don't even know what's up there anymore. I know my nursing school books are up there. I don't know what else is there. What I would like to do is get a dumpster and park it right outside this side of the house. I mean, this it was a sun porch with a lot more windows, but my husband made it into my craft room for me when I retired. But I'd like to put a dumpster right here in the yard. And pretty much right above is the attic window. So I just like to take the stuff out out the window and chuck it down into the dumpster. Because that's about all it's going to be good for, I'm sure. Oh my God. Yeah, 40 years. Yeah. In a lot of ways, it seems like yesterday. But yeah. Hi, Pat. try a, try a, try a piece of a pool noodle. I wonder if that would be firm enough. I'm not sure, but that's a good idea. It's a good thought. I would have to go buy a pool noodle, though. Oh, maybe my daughter would have one, or the kids would have one from their pool. It would only have to be a piece, though, because a pool noodle's pretty big around. We used to use them at the home that I worked at to try and oh my goodness. Is that not the truth, Linda? That med surge book. Oh my God. That thing was, yes. What the heck was the name of it? I can't remember. But yeah, that was yeah. Mm-hmm. That was a big one. Yeah, they're in the attic. By this time, they're probably bordering on being rotted. Would be my guess. Would be my guess. I mean, because they've been up there for, well, I'm out of nursing school 50 years. So they were in the attic of my previous place when I was married the first time. They were in the attic. So they just moved from attic to attic. So they're probably dry rotted by now. If I go to open them, they probably fall apart. So maybe it wouldn't break my toe. Maybe it would disintegrate. But yeah, yeah. I have them all, and I have them all. Yeah, back in the day, which that's amazing. The difference. When I went to school, to nursing school. Okay, I went for 3 years, year round. You got a month off. You got a month off between your freshman and your junior year, and you got a month off between your junior and your senior year. That was it. Other than that, you went to school, you went to work, the whole 9 yards. You worked 3 weekends, you had 1 weekend off. You worked 3 weekends, you had 1 weekend off. We got our books. We got our uniforms. We lived there. You had to live there. You didn't have a choice. You had to live there. So you got all your meals. The only thing I had to pay for was my OR shoes and my white stockings, because you had to wear white stockings. You had to wear your uniform when you went into the hospital. You could never wear pants or jeans or anything like that when you went into the hospital. It either had to be your uniform or your a dress and a lab coat. Anyway, my whole entire 3 years, which included all those things, my cap, my initial pair of shoes, my uniforms, my cape, my room, my board, all my meals, my education, cost $500 for everything. for 3 years. Not per year. For 3 years. Everything $500. Now, man, you probably can't even buy your books for $500. Now, it was considered at the time a technical school. I went to a diploma school. So we did not come out with college degrees. We came out with a diploma. However, my little diploma didn't do me half bad for 50 years. But yeah, that was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's how it was back then. Your freshman year, you had compulsory study from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock every night. You had to be in your room studying. And they had a proctor that came around to make sure that you were in your room studying. As freshmen, you were allowed to go out 4 times a month. 4 times a month till 11 o'clock. And if you were not back in the dorm and signed in by 11 o'clock, they called your parents. Now, what your parents were going to do was beyond me, because my parents were an hour and a half away from where I went to school. And I don't think it was in our first year. Our second year, we actually got to stay out till midnight. Midnight. 4 times a month. Yeah. I always liken it to, I don't know what a convent was like, but it seemed to me it was like living in a convent. Oh. Yeah, it was quite it was quite the experience. But I'll tell you what, we knew how to work. We absolutely knew how to work. Could run rings around some others. But that was how it was back then. And we worked all 3 shifts. Days, evenings, and nights. So you might have went to class, but then went to work that night. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You had days off, but only 1 weekend a month. Your days off were probably during the week most of the time. And then if you were smart, you were probably studying or writing a paper or doing whatever you were supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was quite different than it is today. Today you don't have to live there. Today you're yeah, 1 class costs $5,000. That's how it is today. That's how it is today. Medical coding degree, $20,000, and you finished a 3-year degree in 2. Yeah. Yeah, it's off the charts. It's off the charts. Now, granted, back in let's see. I graduated from high school in 1969. I went to nursing school in that September. $500 was a lot of money then. But yeah, what they got out of us was work. We staffed the hospital. It was nothing, absolutely nothing, to work evening shift, and it was an RN in charge. It was an RN. No, the RN was in charge and gave out the medicines. There was a nursing assistant there till 7 o'clock, and she did the things like water pitchers and that kind of stuff. And then there were 2 student nurses for a unit of, I'm going to say 30 beds, I think. And the students did all the work on the floor. The RN was in charge and did the medicines and made rounds with any doctors and yada, yada, yada. And the students did all the care, taking people to the bathroom, doing the treatments, all that stuff, putting people to bed. So you'd start at one end of the hall and you'd say you had 4 o'clock because you worked 3 to 11. So 4 o'clock, you had to do vital signs on everybody. So one of us would have our little tray of thermometers, because it was the old mercury-filled thermometers back then. And you'd start at one end of the hall and go down and give everybody a thermometer. And then 3 minutes to 5 minutes later, the other student nurse would come behind and take the thermometers out and read them. You'd both work on blood pressures and pulses after that was all done. Yeah, that's how you did it. I mean, that's you found the ways to work together and get stuff done. You know, putting people to bed, you'd start at one end of the hall and you'd go in a room, and each of you would take, there was 2 beds in a room. They were all semi-private. So each of you did one person, finished that. When you finished them up, you moved to the next room and did the same thing, and you worked your way all the way down to the hall. And we had all of that done. Everybody put to bed so that they were washed up, had back rubs, had their beds straightened out, did all the things that they needed to do. And we finished that up and still had time to go back in the nurse's station and do our charting. And by 11 o'clock, we were finished. And we went back to the dorm. Yep. That's how it was. But that was a long time ago. And those books are probably rotting in the attic now. But let's see. How long have we been? Oh my goodness, almost 2 hours. Where did the time go, ladies? I don't know. So, how many of you are going to try hand stitching till the next time we meet? I am. I might just take this out of this hoop because it is in a hoop. There we go. I may just take this out and look for that stick that I have and give it a try and see how that works. Or I actually might look for the stick and finish my Home Sweet Home. So, okay. Oh, Diane, you're stitching in hand now. Oh, good for you. Do you stick and stab or do you sew? Have thirst. But I think I might end up being a convert. I'll tell you what, it is a lot easier on my hands. And it is a lot easier on my back. Because I'm not doing this. Boy, you can see my gray hair. So, okay, guys, I think we're going to call it a night. You roll you roll your fabric as you go. Yeah. Good idea. I'll let you know how I make out till the next time. But I think we're going to call this time a finish. And let's see. Hopefully I will get to do another live soon. It seems like the evening hours work pretty well, so I will have to try and do a daytime one. Oh no, Teresa, thanks for hanging out with me. No, I do love it when you all come. You gotta go eat dinner, lovely. Oh, thank you, Brandy, for stopping by. Well, thank all of you for stopping by. I really do enjoy doing these. You guys are just the best. So I guess with that, we're gonna say goodbye for now. I will see you next time. Yeah, I'll try and do more in the evening, Brandy, so you can catch us. I hope you all have a great night. And let's see, Wednesday. Yeah, have a great rest of the week. Enjoy your stitching. And you know what I'm going to say, don't you? You do know. I'm going to say there's no rules in cross stitch. It's the only rules. The only rules are the ones you make for yourself. So have a great evening, folks, or great night, or great day, wherever you are at. And I will catch you all the next time. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.